Hello, it's Friday. Hello, it's Friday on Geek.com's Facebook page and Twitch page. I'm Jordan Miner. Today we're playing Fortnite.
You may have heard of it.
May have heard of it. Popular.
Never heard of it before.
Yeah, popular game. But what was it? 2 weeks to build the ramparts is what our coworker described it as this morning. We're playing Fortnite, but we're not. It's not what we normally do. We have some very special guests here to help us get better at playing Fortnite.
Get good.
Get good. From Gamer Sensei, we have Cece and Caesar. Thank you so much for being here.
Anytime.
Thank you for having us.
So how this all happened because we wrote a story about how parents are hiring these gaming tutors to help their kids become esports stars or make back college debt playing on Twitch.
Literally through Twitch donuts.
So they're reaching out to these services to kind of help their kids with that, and then so someone from Gamers reached out to us as one of those services, and we're like, that's fascinating. Yes, tell us what you are. Like, what is this? So what is this?
Yeah, for sure. So we're Gamer Sensei. We're the world's largest curated collection of coaches, professional and semi-professional coaches. We specialize in offering coaching and connecting professional players such as Caesar over here. Gamer tag Pixel, GS Pixel. But we specialize in connecting professional players for certain esports titles such as League of Legends, Counter-Strike Go, Fortnite, Defense of the Ancients, Hearthstone, to name a few, and many others, with regular everyday players just to kind of for one-on-one coaching lessons to help them improve and take their game to the next level, essentially.
That sounds way cooler than having to be forced to play the piano.
Yeah, I know, right? Tell me about it. No knock on people who play the piano, of course.
Yeah. And see, I'm very curious as to what's your background? Like, how did you become involved in this?
So the way that I got involved in it was when I signed with my organization, they basically kind of had a deal going on with Gamer Sensei themselves, and they kind of threw this idea at us hey, so we're kind of talking to Gamer Sensei, you guys want to hear more about it? And we're like, sure, what it's about. And basically you guys are going to coach these kids and other people, not even just kids, sorry, but other people as well. And you're going to help them get better.
You're a grown man.
Kid, gentleman and a skull.
Kid is my go-to.
Sorry, excuse me. So not just kids. But they basically said you're going to help these people, you're going to coach them, and you're basically going to do one-on-one lessons with them and just help them get better. And we're like, all right, sure, let's do it. And that was basically 3 to 4 months ago, so I've been doing that ever since. I've just been coaching people. Initially it wasn't that many people, maybe a couple loyal people that are coming back, but ever since not too long ago, since all this things started getting more released about it and all this more awareness about it, it's been I do 5 to 6 people a day now that I'm helping out coaching and all that.
Has been Fortnite? Has that been the thing that sort of kind of took it to this next level?
Yeah, definitely it's Fortnite. I feel like he said, in other titles, it is very popularized, in League of Legends and all that, but Fortnite, I'm pretty sure we can all agree that it's been crazy regarding coaching. I just get so many people, I'll wake up to so many notifications a day, blah, 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 purchased an hour with you, blah, blah, wants to do another hour with you, and I'm just all right, well, here we go again.
You gotta practice your scrims and stuff.
Yes,
So who is it that's approaching you to? Is it players? Is it parents?
So the most fascinating thing I think as far as Fortnite is concerned, it's actually one of the first titles that we offer coaching for, where we actually have parents coming to us wanting to sign their kids up for lessons and even sign themselves up. A lot of parents play with their kids.
Okay.
And I talked to someone the other day and he was like, yo, we have to do the lesson at this and this such time window. It has to be this time, mainly because my kids won't be home and they can't know that I'm getting coached.
So basically, I have a story like that too recently.
Okay, yeah.
Same exact story, similar-ish. But I had a guy who was married, had kids, and he's like, hey, my wife's out of town. Can you do it in this time window? Because I don't want her to know I'm spending money on this. And then I'm just
was it that vague, about saying what the thing was?
Yes,
some real great misunderstandings.
He just did not want her to know at all. He's like, please, she comes back home from vacation and this, and she did, if she knew I was spending money on this, she would be so mad.
I'll pay you 200 roses.
And then not even that, he didn't want his kids to know. So I remember, he was almost whispering in our session, and I'm just it was late at night, whispering, and I'm just all right, it's totally cool, I get it, I'm not here to judge, so it was definitely cool. It was cool for him to do that. I thought it was really funny, but very similar thing, honestly.
That's so fun. It's a funny thing to keep secret.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Nice. Could be so much worse.
I know.
Nice. So I guess maybe in in success stories of coaching, what's kind of the biggest gains you've seen someone make, I guess, or
I've seen people. So there's definitely scrim discords where people scrim against other players and all that stuff, and some of them are in this lower end of the league. And they were trying to bump their play up to get to these higher divisions in these scrim discords, and hopefully qualify to be in like the pro league that we're in. And so some of them started initially like I guess in what like like in league placements with like bronze, silver, gold, stuff like that. So they were like at a silver league division type of team, and I coached a certain player, and like he kind of like took what he learned with me and like threw it on the rest of his team, and they went from being like silver to like honestly like a diamond level division team. He was like, or like one step away from basically qualifying to the pro league. So like I guess like that's been like one of my most successful stories. But I do have like other people that come to me and they're like, I never got a win before. And then like after like one session, like a week later, they're like, I've gotten 10 wins, and they're just like,
Okay, so
how much more
that's
ecstatic.
So they got a lot coming in. Like, here's what I want to personally like,
Yes.
accomplish.
Yeah,
Like, I want to
yeah,
win,
yeah.
or like I want to be like pro.
Or like, I want to learn the damn buttons.
Exactly.
Like,
So there's
Yeah.
they all come like for like different reasons. Some come to be that much more competitive. Some come just to like have a better better bonding experience with their kids. Like they just want to bond more with their kids and be like, hey, I want to be
Okay.
good, and like
That's like
my
really hard.
kids
That's
love
kind of
it.
like sweet. And it's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
double.
yeah, yeah. So
that's
they're like, I see my kids love it, and I just want to be that much better to play with them, so they don't think I'm a total noob at the game, like they don't look bad in front of the kids. And some of them are just, you're right, like they're just straight up picking up the game raw, and like they've never touched the VR ever, and they just want to be decent at it because all their friends are playing it.
Nice.
So yeah.
All right, I have some more questions here, but we can get to them later. Also, yeah, if you have any questions, leave them here. Comment. Like we have a question now. So.
How much would your services cost?
So for a typical lesson, I charge $22 an hour. I do have a first-time discount, so where it's like $18-ish, and there's also discounts that go for like when you purchase like 3 hours, 5. So like there's discounts as it goes, but my initial rate is 22 with the first-time discount for $18 roughly.
Yeah, and most of our coaches on Gamer Sensei, we allow all of our coaches to set their own base hourly rates, and lessons can average honestly anywhere from $10 an hour to $30 an hour. So really, it's as far as like if you're thinking about booking lessons for yourself, it's kind of you're able to work with and hopefully we're able to help you find a coach that fits your budget and fits your needs.
Do people tend to only book hour blocks, or could like have you book like several like somebody played like 4 hours in a row with you?
Okay, so my longest time ever, now this is like my only time ever, this guy booked 5 hours with me.
Yeah.
And
you wanted to get good.
Yes, and he wanted all 5 at once. He's like, can we do 5? Like, can you just set this whole time gap for your day where it's just me? And I'm just like, let's do it. Let's do it. But that was like the only time that I did like a 5-hour session. Not that I stopped it ever since then, but like that's just the only time someone's ever requested that.
Usually
Yeah, because typically people just want to try it out. Like they're a little bit like fishy about it. They're like, what is this? So they buy 1 hour. But most people tend to actually like after they do like it a lot. So after that 1 hour, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna get more. And then I do see them like after that again.
You can do like a few games of Fortnite in an hour. Like
Yeah, you could only do like if you actually like take it to like the very end game, it's like 25 minutes, 24 minutes roughly. Yeah, so like
Should we
you
start
could do.
also? Should we play?
So typically it's over streaming that you're doing this.
I typically do this. So I get in like a call with them like via Discord or Skype and stuff like that, and I'm talking with them as I'm playing with them. So like I'll take them in a playground mode, I'll take them in a duos mode, depending on what they want. Some of them are like, I'm struggling with game sense, I'm struggling with like game knowledge, rotations, this and this and this. So I'm like, okay, you need help like an actual like a game mode. So I take them to those. When they approach me about building, there's that mode playground, that's enabled right now. So then I'll take them in a playground, I'll teach them like how to approach certain fights, how to do certain things that they didn't know. I'll one-on-one battle them and like teach them, hey, you're doing this wrong, and build battles and etc.
Okay, so yeah, let's get into it. So Buzzy, what's your goal for today?
Man, I'd like to get good. If I could win like a build fight that gets like even a little bit vertical and not get completely overwhelmed when someone builds like 2 ramps up over my head and a wall, that'd be really good progress. I've won games. I've won not solo games. I've really never actually played solo.
Because you're more of a PUBG guy.
Yeah, I like PUBG a lot more. I'm a lot better at it. I've finished games with like 4, 5, 6 kills in Fortnite before.
Okay.
I've won mostly squads with my friends, but they play a lot more than me. So my build game is not super good. But I guess I'll play solo just because we don't really have boys.
Good question.
Why do you think Fortnite got as popular as it did?
I think it got popular as it did because it's on every single platform. So it's literally on like Android, iPhone, it's on Switch now, it's on every single console and on PC. It's extremely optimized so it can run on all single one of those platforms and feel insanely well. And not to mention it's also free to play. So like it's free to play, you don't have to pay like $25 as opposed to like PUBG or H1Z. Well, H1Z1 is now free, but other titles you did have to pay initially for. This game's free to play. It's like toony, it's appealing, like a lot of people, kids especially, they see like these cartoon-looking characters that you can build, and it's just like something. The building aspect is also something entirely new that no other battle royale has. So I feel like that attracted a lot of players.
From like the business end of it, have you talked to Epic at all? Do you know what kind of their reaction is to kind of these services? What do they think? Are they flattered?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I actually, I'm not able to comment on that.
Okay,
but
fair.
There's no DPI switches. That's
yeah,
stiff.
but from our from our perspective,
No.
yeah, like from our perspective.
Oh, and you're having to use my key bindings too.
Yeah, I was wondering what yours were.
So it's Q. Okay, so the mouse button on the side is what you pick up and use things. So like you open a door with that. The upper one. The upper one. Yeah.
This is gonna be a struggle. Okay.
Could be rough.
But you were saying.
So like from our perspective, I think I might have mentioned it earlier. I think like the biggest
Going
reason it's
indeed.
gotten as popular as it has is more than likely just because it's one of the first games that's actually been able to transcend like different age gaps and different generations of gamers.
And different machines too, like all the
Yeah.
except for one exception, like all the crossplay stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's really
So
phenomenal.
just so you
that,
know, when you're picking up
you-
stuff, it's the upper
you have
button, not the. there you go,
basically
that one,
like we have parents that
Yeah, I know.
are hiring people like Caesar for their 8-year-old kids. So like the age range is literally like 8 to 40 years old practically. Like it's a huge age kind of. It's been able to bridge that kind of gap with people.
Stack lobby right there.
All right, cool. Yeah, I wanted to see. What does this coaching process even look like? Like,
Yeah.
So right now I would tell them to obviously like go inside, loot up, knock the furniture inside the house. A lot of people aren't in the habit of knocking furniture. They just like loot up and they run outside and try to like frag out.
He does not pick up.
Yeah, it's the side button. Remember the side button?
Yeah.
it's a better binding ultimately. I'm
press-
gonna assume,
yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, some people do play the way I do, but it is really very much a preference thing. But I have so much muscle memory. For,
Yeah, exactly. You
For
open
what I
up.
have,
You got to break out your bad habits.
Yeah.
Yeah, so right now I'd be telling them and the person that I'm with typically would just be farming inside their house, getting the materials like hitting the bookshelves, the chairs, the beds, all that stuff, and typically give you like early game mats so you don't run out and obviously like whack a tree and you're exposed to literally everyone. You want to like kind of farm what's inside like your house, and it'll typically like give you with like 100, 150 materials, and that's like huge early game. That's kind of what I would be telling him if like we were in the lesson right now together.
This reminds me. The only kind of esport I really got into was StarCraft. It just reminded me of like just the stuff you had to do early. To
Yeah,
set yourself up for
exactly,
the
to
rest of the
survive,
game.
yeah. Because if you run outside and you farm, you're very exposed, and like someone can just shoot you like from their window or something like that. So at least this way you're like in the comfort and safety inside this house that's like structured already, and you could just farm the materials in there.
So E is then build.
Ease ramp, yeah.
Okay.
You open up with the mouse, the side mouse button.
Could you like already tell like just from these first few seconds if Buzzy was trash or not?
If who?
If
No. No, I can tell he's trying to
that he's
do.
played the
It's
game.
just
It's actually the
key
key
bindings.
bindings.
Yeah, it's key bindings. Like, if I were to play on his, I'd be like so lost too.
Yeah. I should perhaps switch for the stream, but this is also kind of funny.
Oh, yeah, we have like an hour.
I also have no audio, so yeah, this is
Yeah, you can't hear, and you can't hear where chests are. You just have to know where the chests are.
Yep. There were definitely people here, so.
Yes, there are people back in where the houses are at.
I'm still just laughing about the dad who had to hide it. Like,
That's
Yeah,
really
I
funny.
know.
It's
It
Yeah.
happens more often than you think.
that's extremely
Yes,
good.
it does.
Oh,
That's got to be. I'm gonna write a script about that. I'm not even joking. I'm literally
I
writing
think
down to remember that
that
anecdote.
chest is not opened yet.
Alright. This new keyboard too.
Her wife gets
this
all
is-
freaked out. Something fishy's going on here.
Yeah, she just sees his
She like
credit card charges.
expects the worst.
I'm gonna get absolutely dunked on in my first fight because my key bindings. Like I'm being careful about it now while I'm opening chests and stuff.
Yeah.
The second I get in a fight, also the mouse wheel doesn't work. I don't know if you ever scroll with the mouse wheel.
Never use
No.
the mouse wheel.
Never use the mouse wheel.
No, never.
Trash. Only trash players use the mouse wheel.
Yeah, because it messes you up so many times. I feel. I
It
don't
does
know.
over scrolling and,
Mhm.
and what have you. Yeah.
And every like mouse is different in terms of like mouse. Like some are like insane. Like it just slides so quick. So
Mhm.
I'm not comfortable using that. There were people like that, like in the residential area.
Yeah. I don't know.
So you are a little like under farmed right now,
Yeah,
I would
don't have
say.
any mats at all.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's
And watch
also-
out for traps,
this is all
definitely.
loaded. I haven't even looked at the circle.
You're
Smacking
dead
us
center.
about it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I don't know where these people went then.
Okay. So.
Oh, so
let's-
I've been seeing the stuff about the lightning bolts today, but haven't actually.
Yeah, just kind of do requests sort of change when there are different kind of events happening. Like, oh, I want to be good at being
yeah,
Thanos.
and they also clear. They also clear when you do them, but I literally never do them. I just play. Too lazy to do all those.
Yeah. I was having a big debate about my friends about the challenges being annoying recently.
Yeah, they are. They're just like right in your face. Like you
Yeah.
have to do them, or otherwise they're not gonna clear. So I don't know where they went. They
I don't
might
know
have
where
gone
they
like they
went.
might have
I
gone like
think they
blacktops. Yeah.
But it's a fine line between do I want to find them and find out how bad these keybinds mess me up, or do I just want to not? Oh, the screen just went.
Yeah, the screen dimmed and it like
Sorry.
dips your frame. So
That's cool.
yeah, that's also nice.
That's a fun touch. I don't know why that's happening.
It's just a handicap. Just
Yeah, because I
oh, you
already,
saw
So
right
good
there.
already.
Yeah.
120.
I have no range at all, and SMG is my longest range weapon. Should I go pick this fight anyway?
Yes, you should.
Don't be
Let's see it.
soft.
Let's see the key bindings. Let's throw you right in the deep end and see if you can swim.
Okay, so E is build, and then do you
E is
say-
ramp, Q is wall, F is floor.
Oh boy. Okay. Oh man, yeah, I'm screwed. There he is.
It's okay.
Get 'em.
We're here to learn.
Yeah, so right now you're third
Oh, that's a
party.
kill,
Yeah,
actually.
you're
I
third
just
party in that, so
totally
I'm kind of
saw
glad
that,
you
yeah.
did that. Why is it
Oh.
doing that?
I don't know. It's so weird.
Is it the machine or is something
Yeah.
happening in
Yeah,
your
yeah.
Settings.
See, it's like the PC. You see how it dips to like 30 frames?
Yikes.
Play with it, play. You got it.
This is just your weighted clothing
Oh,
training. It's some real
Oh,
piccolo
cute.
business.
Oh no.
It's just adding weights onto him, making it that much harder.
Yeah.
Talk a hero.
If you could play on 30 frames, you can play on anything.
Well, a third party to kill them.
All right. So you're gonna change the bindings.
I
to
think
get back-
maybe that's probably best. Am I
Okay.
gonna mess your bindings up? I'm sure you know
for the
it.
best.
Or can you
Put them
maybe just
back.
go into your own account?
Oh
maybe?
yeah, you probably sign on your account. Like,
Okay.
It might be
All
better.
right. So while we're getting that set too, so I have
I'm
another
also gonna make
question.
Sure, oh, this
Yeah.
screen is supposed to be turning off, so I don't know what's happening.
So how do you go about? So what's the process of finding coaches?
Yeah, so finding coaches, essentially you can visit www.gamersensei.com, and we have the first thing you're going to choose is that's going to show up is a list of games. You're going to select what kind of game you want coaching for, whether it be Fortnite, League, Hearthstone, whatever it be, and then you're going to come up with a list of our different coaching profiles and profiles for our different coaches.
Okay.
From there, you can kind of see just a couple different like price differences between different coaches. Pick someone that you think kind of matches your budget, and then if you need any additional help, you can always add us on Discord, and we can help connect you with like the perfect coach for you and what you're specifically looking to accomplish as far as your goals in gaming are concerned.
Nice. What about also on the Gamer Sensei end? Like, is there like a vetting process or like?
So we actually have one of our hiring managers. We screen all of our coaches
Okay.
before we allow people to be.
You're like seconds away
to
from being
be
locked out of your
sensei on the
account.
platform.
Right.
And the reason we do that is for quality assurance.
Right,
Like
yeah.
we really strive to bring the best, most high quality coaches to the space. Whether they be pro players or even if they be like semi-pro players. Or,
Yeah, because that can still that still has value to offer someone potentially.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't
Sweet.
tell.
Cool.
Very.
Hey,
We're having a I forgot my password moment
Oh
because
no.
I recently
Sign in failed.
I recently got like a notification that someone tried to log in and I had to change it and now I don't know what it is. So rip.
I guess I have to get used to those key
I
bindings.
guess
then.
so, yeah. I really thought I knew, but I guess I don't. All right. Sign back in.
okay.
I take it all back. I gotta get good.
Oh no.
I gotta get good at signing in.
I have another question too, at least in the meantime. I guess also, what kind of response just from, I guess, the sort of rest of the sort of like esports community about these kind of services? Because I think you see a lot of stories too about like how the teams just their own sort of in-house like training regimens and all that. So I guess
Yeah. So I guess like the response from different for the response from like the esports community, people, we equate it to the same as if, or I personally equate it to, if you're getting piano lessons, if you're getting guitar lessons,
Yeah.
like, you don't
or
take.
just like sports lessons.
Yeah, you don't take, you don't pick up the guitar and you don't take guitar lessons like thinking you're gonna be the next Neil Diamond or something.
Yeah.
But I think as far as coaching is concerned, like, I think it's always worth it to invest in a hobby that you're, really passionate about. And to me, that's always, the reason why you should be, getting coached in the first place.
Yeah.
If it's because it's something that you're passionate about, I think it's, worth investing in.
Yeah, it's just been really fascinating to see like this industry of not just video games, but this industry of being good at video games become a thing. So yeah, this is just another kind of like, oh yeah, I guess something like this would happen. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. All right, we back in?
It's natural.
Yeah, he's just gonna switch the key bindings.
Has
Okay.
anybody Has anybody been like really good who's approached you to like get better, or is it,
Yeah,
like, all like
so,
really bad players?
so there's been some players that have actually like given me like my run for my money, like in playground, like they'll 1v1 me, and then they're just like super good, and I'm just like, what are you even doing? Like, why are you trying?
I mean, you can do it.
Yeah, like
you get paid.
Like,
so.
why do you want coaching? But no, like some of them have been really good, but they're just like, dude, I know I'm doing something wrong, and they're like, I just need you to tell me what it is, cause like I feel like I just plateaued. And they're like, I know, yeah, they're like, I don't think like, I know like all means I'm not a bad player, but they're just like, I just feel like I just plateaued in my gameplay. Yeah. And I'll play with them, and then they'll be like, oh my God, I wasn't doing this, you're right, and this is what I was doing wrong. And yeah, but I've had like some really actually like good players like come to me. So like I said, it varies. It's like people picking up the game, pretty good people, and then some players that are actually like, I think they're just like really good players already.
Yeah, I mean, even like in like sports, like you see, I'm sure like the best athletes could like beat their coaches at that sport,
Yeah.
but there's still value in them having those coaches to like kind of help them out and give perspective and stuff.
Definitely.
So, yeah, it's just fascinating all this.
It really is.
Like that alone will make a big difference, and I need to change.
I mean, you could just change it, like reset the settings if anything, and then just like.
True, change them from
Yeah,
I think it's really just build and like which, because I have like wall stairs, and so yeah, that's really more than anything else.
Any audience stuff?
The repair is unbound now though, and I don't know if your left click might be unbound.
Oh, that'd be bad.
Yeah, that's all. I don't know if I just wanted to change it to default settings, and then.
I should mention the laptop we're playing on, because you gave us is that your choice on PCMag.com?
Maybe, I don't actually think so. The Razer Blade Pro. This is the.
But it's still very good.
Yeah, this is the. I think it was a 4-star review. This is the pricey Razer Blade Pro. There's a much cheaper version. It's still like $2,000 because this one's like $4,000.
Whoa, that's how much this one is?
Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
Is this a 144 hertz like monitor?
It's a 4K monitor. I don't know if we're playing at 4K or not.
Okay, no, we're not. It's on 1080.
Yeah. But yeah. Okay, I think that's all I need.
That's so sick. 4K, huh?
Yeah, it's a very pricey,
I was saying, yeah, we
very pricey machine.
I was saying, we just get kind of numb to it here. Like all this stuff just kind of flows through
Yeah,
us.
it would be like a $10,000 desktop
Yeah.
the other week. Like,
What? why would you even need something
that's
like
a great
that?
question.
That's like overkill for anything.
To play Fortnite for the people.
Basically, for the
Yeah.
people.
A 10K PC for Fortnite.
Yeah, not at all.
Exclusively.
So you can run multiple Fortnites at once.
All right, now I can feel like I can actually get input from you without the thing holding me back.
Okay.
Not being,
All right, let's
buttons.
round 2.
Yeah, I got a kill. I stole a kill very easily, I should say.
Again, if you have any questions
so
about
is
what's
your-
going on, leave them below. We'll get to them.
Okay. So is your mouse? I see there's like 4 buttons on your mouse. Or 3. What's the third one?
I didn't map ceiling.
Okay.
Ceiling's still V. So let's just hope I don't need any.
Let's just hope no one like rains some shots down from the
I'm
high
sure
ground.
now. You know what? I don't
You're
feel-
just like there, just chilling.
I don't build roofs that often where you can tell me if maybe that's just a bad thing. But watch now. This will be the one game where I.
It's a bad habit
I
to not do
really
it.
want- Yeah, probably. How do you feel about like I mean, it is interesting. It's one of the things that like appeals to me about Fortnite is like the meta constantly changing between patches and like gun tweaks or just things they add to the game that totally like throw off the balance.
Dude, I like it a lot. I know there's like a lot of negative feedback. I know a lot of players are like, keep it this way and always this way. But like they don't realize that like after that, like it's gonna get stale like a month or two. So it's kind of nice to have these meta shifts. Yeah, sometimes they're really annoying, like a C4 being ridiculously broken and being able to knock down a huge 1x1 tower like in one C4. But like at the end of the day, like it still keeps it fresh. It keeps it like you have to like adapt and like switch guns and try new things out. So like when
Especially
it's
the map
constant.
itself, like that's now
Yeah,
a
yeah.
desert. It wasn't
Oh,
a
I don't even know
desert.
if you saw, but there's like a
Not
temple
long
now at Tomato Town.
No,
That's new.
did not.
Yeah, that's added like today, I think. So like stuff like that, that's always like constantly changing. It's refreshing. It keeps the game like different.
Yeah, I'm
not
surprised
just
they haven't
stale.
done a second map. I guess maybe after it comes out, but
I think they might do that maybe like in the new battle pass or the new season rather actually.
there's only so much you can tweak the one.
Exactly.
map.
Is there one place on the map, on the current map, that is like the best place to drop, or?
I mean, like, there's a lot of loot at Tilted, but
Yeah.
if you land there, you're
Yeah,
gonna
that's
get
the only location in this game.
So Tilted's really good for
heard of.
loot, but there's not materials. Like
Yeah.
every wall gives you like 10 bricks, so it's like kind of scarce on mats. Like it gives you really, really good weapons, but just like
man, this screen going dark thing is wild.
Yeah, I
don't
don't know what's going on with
happening
that.
there. I kind of just want to rush these people.
$4,000 PC by the way.
I know. I actually probably had something to do with the, probably something to do with the stream. He's just dragging it. It probably has something to do with the fact that we're streaming, because all the settings are. I don't know if this guy knows I'm here. All the settings. I've
Those
mapped
30
stuff.
frames are gonna.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, there's a
I
shotgun.
have zero,
Zero mats.
well,
Yeah.
vision for one thing,
You might want to close the door.
audio for another.
I would say close the door.
Probably.
Yeah.
You gotta get that potion off.
But like I would just. It takes like a millisecond. Just close the door.
My friends always yell at me because I intentionally
Close doors.
Yeah.
Don't close doors. I intentionally just
I'm just so used to like PUBG and H1Z1 where you have to close doors, so like you hear them opening it and you know
you
they're
have to press
there. Yeah, yeah.
You should come play. To have a range of skills. Okay. I'll try to get
Your
much more
pickaxe
on.
is F.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
why.
you're,
Okay.
I mean that's your
That was
settings.
not my choice.
Oh,
that was not
okay, okay.
intentional. That was just when I hit preset after the change back. You're like, you did this.
You did this
I'm
to
like, those
yourself.
are my settings this
Yeah.
time. These are yours.
Where did that went? Okay, I can't hear, so he could still be in the house.
Make sure you're also hitting the circles. It's more efficient to be hitting the circles. It does 100 damage more.
You know, I didn't know that.
Oh, you did
You know,
it?
my friends never told me is that.
The more you know.
Thanks, guys.
Well,
Thanks a
if you
lot.
weren't paying them. That's
I
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
paying them.
It's more
Goes-
efficient to hit the circles because like
goes
it
to
does
show
100
why.
damage.
Oh, I keep forgetting it's F. Ooh, that's gonna get me in some trouble. All right, well, this guy,
All right,
this
so
boy,
he's gone.
This boy's long gone.
He's behind you. Oh,
I picked up the person.
Smoke and mirrors.
Yeah,
We'll
I
just-
would have been able to.
We'll just blame that on no sound.
Yeah,
'Cause
so
you-
I would have been able to know he was there. I was like, well, time to leave.
and it's also the screen, like,
Yeah, I don't know what's
Shifting.
up with that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very strange.
I think it might be like NVIDIA. I don't know.
Possibly. I don't see if there's any setting that would make that happen.
No idea.
Not really. Just like lower the settings and see if it's better. It's a
I
totally.
feel like it is NVIDIA. It might be like just like acting like as if like,
Maybe.
yeah, I don't
Like
know.
VSync on maybe? Maybe I have no idea.
Oh, it lit up. That might be it.
Maybe.
We
Alright.
should just build a fake PC that can serve all our needs. PC building simulator.
Yeah. All right, so hit the circles, close doors.
Yeah.
What are some like advanced
Far,
strats? So like
far
I,
more
like
efficiently.
I said, I need more help with like build fights once it gets kind of
Uh-huh.
up close. Like I can put walls down fast. I can put a set of stairs up. But when people get kind of over on top of each other quickly, that's when it becomes really chaotic. Like, what do you recommend there?
So I feel like a lot of people focus on like the quote unquote like high ground of the game. Like they get really tunneled in the building aspect of it and they don't realize that you don't necessarily always have to have high ground. Like yes, it's ideal to have high ground, but it's not like, you know, the only way to technically win the game. Like a lot of people, like when they get like someone has like 3-4 stories up on them, they get really stressed and they're like, oh, I lost the high ground, what do I do?
Yeah.
And they just start building like crazy, start panicking building. But what I tell a lot of people is like, you can legit like hide in your structures, hide in your build, make some noise, and this player is gonna assume that that's high up there. They're gonna be like, oh, he's gonna shoot me down. So they'll drop down and swoop to your level. And once they're at your level, that's when you basically try to recontest for the high ground. Then like you don't have to continue to try ramping out at them and then you know them shoot at you. So just like make some noise, shoot at some walls. They're gonna freak. You're gonna shoot them out. They're gonna drop down to your level, and then you can either take the engagement there or try to recontest high ground from that point.
Now, what if I never want to build anything?
So you're more than likely gonna die.
Do you want to play Fortnite?
You're gonna be the player that I'm gonna be like, okay, that's a bot, and like that's
Cool.
you're a no skin typically if you do that. So there are players that just try doing. They try like running up your own personal ramps and taking the gunfight off your own stuff, and I'm just like, okay, you could take that approach if you want.
The screen flicker thing is wild. I can't find any rhyme or reason.
Yeah, I don't know.
What?
I mean, it's not showing up on stream. I can see it's not showing up on stream, so
Weird.
it's not, I can tell.
You should know what the buildings are shaped like so you don't go in the wrong doors. That's probably a good tip.
Know your surroundings.
She got some, yeah. She's got some ammo right now so far. Okay, potion.
Something. Please be
Hopefully there's a chest.
Any
Okay,
questions?
there is. Suppressed
wow.
pistol. I
Cool.
thought.
All right. Here we go.
That's pretty good off spawn. That's not
Yeah,
bad.
it's not too bad. Could be worse.
Now, is there any kind of attempt to just try to be like on the lookout for what the next kind of game worth kind of paying attention to is?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was one thing when PUBG first came out. We were one of the first companies to offer coaching for PUBG. So like we're always looking for the next latest and greatest thing.
Yeah,
also,
might as well just
we
get
really
by
try to
minis,
do
yeah.
our best to listen to our community, and we
There
get
was, I think,
requests.
people allowed to-
Hey, do you guys offer coaching for like World of Warcraft or like
Yeah.
Super Smash Brothers?
Yeah.
That sort of thing. So we're always trying to listen to our community and implement their feedback into the platform. That's like really, really
I didn't even know I ran right around.
Yeah, exactly. Even I didn't see him there, so Oh, he like blends literally right in like the shading.
The skin game, his camo skin game's on point.
Yeah, because that's another sort of kind of esports specific challenge is that baseball and soccer and football are going to be sports,
Actually,
whereas
getting shot in the back.
you know,
I didn't see
games
it.
are changing.
weird now.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
sometimes you don't
it's
know
too-
how
it's
long
hard
a
at 60
game's going to
frames,
be,
remember?
you
Because they're
know,
VSync on.
hot for.
Yeah.
I suppose. So yeah, I mean that's
Weird, though.
kind of how it is with a lot of things, though. You know, just
Definitely not
being
helpful,
dynamic,
so-
always adapting to your environment, I suppose. And you know, we're always looking for the next up and coming thing.
Not that I'm doing that.
Is Smash Brothers an up and coming thing? That'd be.
Man, dude, I personally love Smash
too,
Brothers.
yeah.
I used to host like, you know, melee tournaments and just like, oh man.
Yeah,
like,
that's a game I care about being good about.
I know,
so.
man.
Yeah, that's my go-to
Jigglypuff was my girl.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh my god.
Well, I mean melee, yeah.
Yeah, she was great.
That's like my
Yeah.
go-to game still for like, okay, if I have to beat someone one-on-one in a game, we're playing Smash Bros.
That's
Throwdown.
Try
Yeah,
really hard.
You had a chance to play Ultimate yet in anything?
No, I
Oh,
haven't
it's
yet.
Very good. It's very
I
good.
know, man.
So you said, did I mishear? You said Fortnite's the first game you were doing coaching for?
Oh,
PUBG, I
no.
thought you said.
Yeah,
PUBG
well,
was-
like for example, you know, PUBG wasn't the first game we offered coaching for. We've been around since 2016, so we've been around for a while, offering coaching for all kinds of things like League,
Right,
Hearthstone,
because that's what
that sort of
confused me,
thing.
because I must have misheard you, because
Yeah.
you've played games that have been around longer than
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
so,
definitely.
Just go Fatal.
Alright, I'm like, yeah, you've been on that populated areas. Let's try somewhere else. We might get a little farther.
That's why I thought Risky might not be too bad, but
Yeah, it's because right now there's something going on in Risk. There's like a projector.
the frickin'
screen. Yeah,
challenges.
yeah, exactly.
Risky sounds
Sure,
risky.
yeah.
So whenever something new happens, there's gonna be a swarm of people just
we're
there.
lucky it's far.
Yeah, look, it's a good spot too.
You've always said this game's like cartoonish style and look is like way more appealing to you.
I mean, just this
than
game
PUBG.
having a look at all is really it
Sure.
to me.
Sure.
Well, yeah, totally.
I bet also too that does. We were talking about like parents and kids playing this for free. I bet like it not being like violent in a typical
Yeah,
way. It's
yeah.
like parents don't mind the kids playing.
I mean,
this.
Overwatch, similar in reasons.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's like no
definitely.
blood or nothing, like no gore. It's
Yeah.
just it's
Yeah.
all toony. And then
I
you
mean,
also-
Nintendo got behind this game in a big way when it came on Switch. It's like
Yeah, and then you also can't
Definitely.
like talk in the pre-lobby to other players. I know
That's
that's, like
great.
that's a
Yeah.
very toxic
That's cool.
feature of like
it can be.
PUBG. People saying very, you know.
Do you play?
mean-
Obscene
Do you play
things.
Siege at all?
Yes,
That
I do.
community
Rainbow
is-
Six Siege.
That community is.
Yes.
Whew.
People.
That's another one we've been getting a
People
lot of
TK
requests
each other
for.
Yeah,
all the
it's the
time.
way that game is sort of shot back up in relevance has been like
Yeah.
really crazy. It was like
Yeah.
top
Crazy.
5. It was in like the top 10 EPD this month. Like those
Yeah.
numbers came out. So yeah.
I think it's
so
because
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
just a-
esports scene took off in it. Like
Yeah.
there's like now pro orgs that invested a lot, and there's like tournaments like crazy for it, and that might have been it. I don't know. I think that might have been it.
But yeah, just to what you were saying earlier, yeah, like the next big thing could be like an old thing.
Yeah,
Like,
it very well could.
yeah, all of a sudden like
Like
evolve.
Super Smash Brothers or something.
Yeah.
The interesting thing with Smash though is, you know, you have a
man,
lot
so
of
dark, that just-
people in the Smash
Oh, I think
community
it's
that
also 'cause,
love
like, the
Melee and
angle
like, you know,
on
the older ones.
Yeah, nothing else.
Yeah, and it's
Okay.
like, oh, you know, the latest
Uh,
ones are just like,
They should hopefully like Ultimate. There's a lot of
Yeah.
Melee, very Melee-esque
sick.
changes in Ultimate. Like
Yeah.
if like
Make sure you do get.
it's a lot. It's like what more do you want? You know.
oh yeah.
So
What more could you ask for?
yeah.
Do
I just
you have
want-
any? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, I just hope like a really unexpected game. It's
Oh,
something
the
like the
back
next
is
big
more
thing.
wood
Like,
now,
all of a sudden,
too.
like
What the
they
heck?
finally Evolve popped
Well,
off.
you
And
say-
they finally did it.
Thank you for that.
I just give him a tip.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he didn't say.
didn't
He just
do it either.
indirectly did it.
The back- he's like, oh, the back
I
is more
mean,
wood
but to an
now.
extent, playing video games is also your job.
Sure.
So
That's the thing.
yeah.
I was gonna ask you if you had any. There are,
Like-
there are
like
people here, but I can't hear them. If you have any advice for.
Preferred loadout.
Yeah, like where you put where you order your items in your
Yeah.
inventory.
Well, my preferred loadout is like I like having the rifle first. Well, there's someone there in front of you.
I saw him this time.
There's a clinger. It's a clinger. Yeah. No, that was like right in your face.
Yikes.
I thought he put it on the door frame.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, he did. But for preferred loadout, I like having the rifle first just because like it kind of makes sense to me. My shotgun is my secondary. A submachine gun because they're so broken right now. I have that as my third. And then I'll have like, I like running heals a lot, so I'll have like potions and then like a med kit. I know some people like running snipers and all that, but in my team, like we have like a designated sniper,
Sure,
so I'm
sure.
already used to not carrying the sniper.
Not
So that's why
having
like I'll carry like potions and then like a med kit, and like that's like my ideal loadout. And then end game, I'll have like a rocket launcher as like my fourth item, and then minis. So I feel like mini shields above literally everything else in this game, just because like they only take like
Yeah, they
2
go so
seconds
quick,
to activate.
right?
Yeah. You're like, you're not gonna be able to sit down in a build, find like med kit up in 10 seconds. Exactly,
Chug jugs
and expect the
mid-fight.
player to let you do that. Like they're gonna be spraying at you a rock or something. So like you can like take the time and like hide for a bit, pop a mini, then go back and like take the engagement again. But definitely not like a chug jug or a med kit or something like as long as that.
Now, do you coach other games besides Fortnite?
No, just strictly Fortnite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We actually do have some coaches that we allow to coach multiple games.
Okay.
But for quality assurance purposes, we usually don't allow our coaches to coach other games.
Yeah, so I was wondering, how much skill could like cross over between games?
Yeah, I mean, well, there's that, and
Often a
also
lot,
like,
like-
and
Yeah,
also we
often a
want you to be
lot,
like
yeah.
hyper proficient at your primary game,
Right.
of course.
Make someone like feel like they're splitting their attention.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Like some coaches, they charge more or they charge less based on what game they're coaching. For the few coaches that we do allow to have profiles for different games, and it's interesting.
It's like surge pricing on Fortnite coaching.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because like some coaches, they'll coach they'll coach Overwatch, and then now they coach Fortnite, but they like coaching Fortnite more. So and they don't like spending as much time coaching Overwatch. So their Overwatch price will be slightly more than what they ask for Fortnite coaching. So it's kind of interesting.
I want to play. I just want to coach esoteric single player games. Like here, here's my Donkey Kong Jungle Beat tutorial.
Yeah.
Got these bongos. Here's my DJ Hero tutorial.
Oh man.
What's the latest theory on the lightning bolts?
I wouldn't be able to tell you. Like I said, I don't do any challenges.
Yeah, I was just asked about Fortnite lore too while I'm at it. Like, why is the dome cracking?
That's something that none of us actually know. It's just like, as far as we know, it's just like there's like a time gap right now. It's like going on, like things from like the future and the past are kind of just like looping into the world and appearing and reappearing and like I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
Is the door didn't close?
Yeah, that should be closed.
That should be closed.
It's like a
Which is
force
funny
to
because
habit.
I'm like a methodical door closer in PUBG. Oh,
Yeah, there's someone.
I think
Yeah.
actually gonna go other people.
Thought you were gonna say like in real life.
in real life.
I'm a methodical door closer in real life.
I mean, that wouldn't surprise me.
I don't know what that.
That tracks.
Oh, it's behind you, I think.
Would love to be
Thing.
here.
Yeah. Yeah, right there. So you hit him for 30 white. He's like 70 health now. Hit him for 16, so he's like 60.
Okay, you're gonna be gone, but he does.
He has a rifle that he's hip firing you with.
Someone else here.
Yeah, you're
Just
getting
stole my
third
kill.
partied. Make sure you build like a ramp. Yeah, there you go.
I'm just imagining like a school
Have
having
no
like a
maps.
Fortnite day at gym or something.
I know, right?
There you go. Oh, you hit him for 60. Nice. Okay, he had 60 shield. He was probably
Yeah.
full shield, so because that would have
Yeah,
popped
I was
off.
still
Yeah.
weak. Also, the screen went dark mid-fight again. Well, I didn't even get my kill.
How do you
So-
feel
got it
now,
stolen.
though? You
You
got a
got
few
third
now.
partied.
Yeah, no, I feel like those were useful tips, like closing the door. I'm never gonna not close the door again.
It's just
if I
like
don't, I'm gonna be like, I
Knock
should have
on
closed
wood.
that
I just feel
door.
like in such a closed knit like spot like that, when someone sees an open door, they're like, all right, someone's here. At least if it's closed, like they might
They
assume
might not even go
someone's
in
there.
there,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, they might assume someone's there. But if they just see an open door, they'll be like, oh, someone's already been there. It's been looted up.
I
and
gotta
all
take this
that
call.
stuff.
Go for it. Hello? Yeah.
It's also just like a sound thing too. Like when you hear a door open, like I'm just so used, like I said, like PUBG and H1Z.
Sure.
When you hear the door open, you hear like a creak, and you know, all right, someone's in my house, because someone could be crouching up and making no noise. So like I'm just kind of used to like the door opening
Very
and
true.
closing it. So
Yeah, like I said, I do in PUBG. I think it's maybe the less like serious, realistic nature of this game. Where I'm like, nah,
yeah.
it's fine.
They're just gonna bust in here and pickaxe the door down anyway. So like, why does it
Yeah.
matter?
Yeah, even if it just gives you an extra second to
React
see the
to
doors
it,
open,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh shit.
And then it's also like, say if you put a trap there, if the door's open, they're gonna see the trap right over the ceiling, you
True.
know. So like if the door's open, like they can just run right in and hit a trap. So
Yeah, it's definitely the building and the strats in this game. My aim's not too bad generally. Sometimes I think close range shotgun, like hot fighting, is,
Yeah, you're
is,
hit right.
is a pretty unique thing to this game. But
Mhm.
like long range shooting is fine.
that's also so RNG though, because I sometimes feel like you put like your crosshair right on them and boom, you get like a 9 hit marker or something,
Yeah,
10
the,
hit
the
marker.
shotgun is brutal.
Yeah.
It's interesting how they keep.
So like a lot of
changing
players
it.
sometimes ask me like, my shotgun shot's only hit for this. Like, what am I doing wrong? And I'm like, honestly,
The
that's
game's
just
bad.
that's just Fortnite being Fortnite to you. Like that happens to me all the time. I wouldn't be able to tell you regarding that. That's just the game itself. But one thing I am seeing, like you're kind of like not doing enough. You're like not farming enough, like early game efficiently.
Even if it's like my first building.
Yeah. Because you want to kind of leave like run out of your house with at least like 60, 80. That gives you like time to build like
Right, I got
a
in that
wall
fight.
ramp like 4 times.
Yeah,
You know,
I had
so
nothing
like
in that fight,
mhm.
basically.
you're just taking these blind gun aim duels with people and hoping you come out on top.
Yeah,
So
that
like
sounds right.
that'll get you killed off spawn like a lot of the times.
So I'm just go Paradise at this point. Yeah, I think that's also like still trying to break habits to other games where you would just shoot first. And,
Yeah. It's because a lot of other like BRs, it just comes down to gun duels. It's just
Right.
like who has a better aim, who has a better angle, stuff like that. Like you don't need to build it in Fortnite. Like if you can build a ramp and a wall, it keeps you like that much more secure. You don't have to peek out the whole entire time. You can just peek like a little bit while their whole body's exposed if they're not building.
Right.
So I tell a lot of players that too. When like someone has high ground and you have low ground, like don't try like low ground peeking them because like your whole body's just exposed to them and so is your head, and they just have to peek out a little bit just to kind of shoot you.
That makes sense.
Oh, nice, you have a drum gun, nice.
Sorry about that. Had to take a call.
Nope.
Nice, no worries.
I didn't think there's someone here, but they landed. So.
Yeah, but you have the best spot in this
Yeah.
landing zone, so that's good. And there's a lot of furniture in this one place that you can farm
I'll
up.
remember to break it this time.
Yeah.
Um,
Now the bed gives you 15 wood.
now that we know that. What do you? Because I also just tend to like farm and then kind of only use the wood.
Oh, what the?
Yikes.
All right, this is me. I don't know where that two came from.
Unfortunate.
Damn.
So you're saying like,
I tend to only mat the wood and then kind of only use the wood. I know, like, I mean, I've watched plenty of like good players play this game, and they definitely mat the metal and stuff. But I tend to not. Do you find yourself actually using the different materials a lot? Because obviously the metal's stronger.
yeah.
I don't ever remember to mat it or use it really.
I feel like a lot of people tell like I had this other guy ask me like something similar. She's like, I don't know when to use my metal and brick. Like I feel like I'm using it too early on. And I'm like, well, there's an overabundance of wood, so you should always be prioritizing using wood. Like there's trees literally everywhere. Every single wall gives you wood for the like most part.
Yeah.
And like there's just like an overabundance of trees, so you should always be using wood as like a priority for fights. It isn't up until later game when like you farm the rocks, you farm the metal, that you want to use that as like your actual structured like buildings, your
Sure.
towers, your stuff like that. Like not so much wood, because towards the end of the game, you kind of have to assume people have rocket launchers, grenades, you know, like nade launchers, stuff like
You're gonna
that.
be saying put more.
What's
So
that?
You're gonna actually be staying still more.
Exactly,
in the tower,
yeah, exactly. Like a lot of people do towards the end of the game, they're like turtled down. They're like they're
Right.
holding these like certain points of the map and they're based up. You know, they're kind of waiting for you to push them. But in the early phase of the game, like wood is like literally you have like overabundance of it. So I would say like prioritize like saving those materials for later and farm them if you kind of can along the way because they are scarce. Like finding rock pits or rocks, you know, like that's kind of hard enough to find. So like kind of like hoard those towards like the interface of the game and then use those like to kind of just base yourself up, be a little bit more secured and all that. And use wood when you can because like I said, there's wood everywhere on this map. There's trees literally everywhere.
Yeah. And obviously use that for like building
Uh-huh.
stairs.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and
yeah.
Stuff. Like,
Using build
don't
fights.
waste your good materials.
Exactly.
For that.
Yeah.
Yeah, switching and all that is another. It's so much of it's muscle memory for this game.
Yeah.
Just like
But they also added the feature recently where like if you do run out of wood, it automatically shoots you to brick or whatever you have next as a material. So it does that for you
Yes.
naturally.
which
You don't-
happened in my last fight because I only had metal.
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
tried to build.
Because before you would have to like right click or something like mid fight, and that
Yeah.
would like mess a lot of people up. But now it's like an auto feature that just does it for you, so you don't have to click anything. It just
Their
does
quality of life updates, which like I like PUBG more as like a concept, but like their quality of life updates and just like the polish of this game, it's hard to not appreciate
Yeah.
them actually patching that.
They're
sort of
so
stuff in.
quick on it. Like people
Uh-huh.
complain about something one day, boom, it's a hot fix the next day or something like that. Like they
Right.
just get to it so quick.
Yeah.
Do you have anyone asking you to get better at Save the World?
Never, no one's ever.
Never.
That's never been a thing, no.
That's pretty good.
Cool.
I meant to make a joke about that when I was on the main menu.
I've had people ask me to play with them, like, can we do Save the World? And I'm like, I don't own it. And they're just like, oh, it's okay. Like, I was just asking if we could do it. But never like, can we get better at it?
That's really funny. Yeah, it's such a weird aspect to this game. That is.
Oh, what, the original game?
That is
Save the
exactly.
World. I feel like people only play it because I think there's like challenges in Save the World that give you V-Bucks. So like,
That's so sad. That
so
makes me sad.
people do it just to
Yeah.
kind of get their challenges done. They're like, oh, I got 800 V-Bucks, now I can buy this skin on Battle Royale. You know, so like they use it to like transition.
No, it's
to,
all
like,
they play in
skins.
Williamsburg is Save the World.
Or the cool kids.
Yeah.
So nice. You're getting the habit more of like actually smacking furniture around,
yeah,
so that's good.
You're right, because you can leave a house with like, 100.
Yeah,
or
so
more.
you're already at 100 wood. I know a lot of people are like, it only gives me like 6 material, and I'm just like, yeah, but there's a lot of
And
furniture
it
in
breaks
the
them like a
house.
hit. Like,
Exactly,
it's not-
yeah. That's what I call them one hits. Like, so basically you just swing on them, boom, you get like 7 wood.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of that in houses that typically give you like so you're leaving your house with 150 material. That's like typically like 2 normal trees or 3,
Right.
like, so that's like a lot of mats already just from farming like what you had in this house for like the first 45 seconds of the game. So like that's like pretty big.
And then, it makes a difference. Like last game, I got caught early in a fight.
Exactly, with
and I
no
had
materials, yeah. Like you could smack this tree right there and that'd give you like 30 wood
Yeah.
altogether, and you just got that, and like see 28, and like you smacked around a bunch of like 1 hits in the house and got that. Like within 10 seconds. So
Definitely can be the difference between.
It just reminds me
Your
of,
first
of,
fight.
of just like
Life and death.
yeah, it reminds me of like the importance of like APM and stuff in like strategy games. Like, just, like to always be doing things.
Yeah. I always tell people, they're like, so farm. I'm like, yes, farm. Because they're just like, you're always farming. And I'm like, well, you need materials. Like, they're like,
yeah. It's not the most compelling thing to watch, maybe.
Yeah, it's
like,
not.
Early
It's not.
game, but like.
but then it's
very
also
necessary.
that much frustrating when you're like, I don't have materials, and I'm just like, I don't
Your
need
own
to
fault.
farm. Yeah, like. That's why I always tell people, stick to like, just try to like have at least 400 wood. Like that's like bare minimum. Like a build fight takes roughly that, and then when you kill the other person, you can get their materials. But like if you're hovering at like 100 wood, you're gonna blow that in like the first 10 seconds of a build fight. And you're like, oh, I'm nothing, and then like you're kind of just like
Dead.
screwed from then on out. So
Yeah.
like, 400 wood is like roughly what a good build fight takes with someone.
It really is an advantage. Someone could walk into this house and shoot me in the back before I even
Yeah.
enter in here, because I came in here. So like, hope no one's here.
Kind of just have to hope no one's in there.
Yeah, I do like how Battle Royale games have. I mean, it's always been this way for like CS and other things, but how much it's made audio come like be like talked about. Like,
Yeah.
If a game is good, like sound in general. If the gun, like the relativity of where the bullets are coming
Exactly,
from, like
yeah.
if it's actually
Even
good.
in this game, you hear someone cock back their shotgun, right? And you're like, oh, someone's in here. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Or you know what they're carrying. You hear a rocket launcher, like, oh, they have a rocket launcher. Like,
Yeah.
like the sounds definitely like help you know what they have as well. And like if you don't want to fight them, oh, there's someone there
Oh,
with
I
you.
did
That
not
wasn't
know
you.
this,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It looks like they knew you were there and they built that ramp to go in there. Oh, yeah, he's in there. Make sure you're building up.
As the game starts hitching, maybe I should build walls.
Yeah, and ramp up. So like right now, try contesting for high ground. There you go. So like don't build too high because then you'll get shot down. Oh, he went behind you.
Oh.
Okay,
Yep.
that comes down to sound, but
Yeah, didn't know where he was. I thought he was still behind the wall.
yeah, I always tell players like try not to ramp out too far, because if you're like 4 stories high, I think that's when you take damage. So if you take 3 ramps out and they shoot you, you won't take damage.
Sure.
But if you're 4, that's when you actually eat like 40 damage or 30 damage. And if you do fall by any chance, I tell players to build a ramp as they're falling, because the ramp is like the most angled thing in the game. So like that way, like if you land on a ramp as you hit the ground, you'll negate
You're
like a
fire
lot of
off.
damage. Yeah. So you don't fall straight flat and eat like 30 damage.
That's a good.
Interesting.
Let's maybe do one more here, unless you die really early. But
Yeah. Which is probably at this rate. Probably.
We'll just blame a lot of this to no sound.
Yeah, that guy. I really thought that guy was still.
I'm pretty sure. I honestly think you'd get to like later phases of the game if
Yeah.
like you had sound.
That guy was just suddenly on my ramp with me with no warning.
but these are all still dice you could still use. Like,
Yeah.
It's really the build stuff. Like you saw, but before you said like build, my instinct was just like.
You were gonna try to pump this guy.
I was
Yeah.
like, let me just.
It's
actually,
good. I just have to assume like as a player that he's gonna try to build. So like I
Right.
never try to like just think, oh, this guy's like gonna do absolutely nothing. So like I kind of have to like just take the safe approach that this guy's good. He's gonna build on me. So like I have to build on him first before he does it. But just be cautious of how much you are ramping out, because then someone can shoot it out and then you'll fall
Yeah.
and then.
What is your reaction if you're getting shot? Obviously, if you see bullets flying at you, you're just gonna wall like to
Yeah,
walk
yeah.
off. But
So if I'm getting
what's like the first structure you do to go to attack somebody?
something like this guy's doing right in front of you. Literally that. So what this guy's doing right here in front of you, it's a more layered, a more beefied approach to like your ramp. So like
Right. 'Cause
it
this
is like
protects the wall,
exactly,
the
like,
ramp.
it protects the initial ramp. There's like it's layers. So like you have to shoot out the floor, you have to shoot out the wall, and then you have to shoot out the ramp for it to actually all collapse, as opposed to just using the one ramp where they shoot out the ramp, boom, it all falls apart.
Right. And by the time they shoot out those 2 things, you're probably
Exactly. You've already reached them, right? You've already got to them. The point of that is like you're trying to push them. You're not trying to just stall on it. So like if they're shooting it out, you've already reached them, you hit them, and you have high ground on them. So like it's very efficient, like push like that. But that is a more like advanced technique to like push a player.
Right.
But sometimes even just like the initial like ramp push is enough to kind of catch a player off guard if they don't see you. So like that works as well.
Try to get far here. Try to make one decent run, but I'll probably just die early. We have a question.
Have we gotten to the point where there are people selling like battle royale mice yet?
Not that I know about. I know there's like optimal mice that people like using, like a lot of mice that have like a lot of side buttons, because a lot of people like key binding their stuff on a mice. But as far as like battle royale mice, no. It's just like I guess what you would consider as like an FPS mice, that has like the switches on it that you could bump up your DPI on. So stuff like that that people like using as opposed to like traditional mice.
I mean, I'm sure we have reviews of mice like that
We
on
have a lot of
PCMag.com.
Yeah, we have a lot of MOBA mice. There's some MMO
Exactly,
mice
yeah.
still.
MMO might have like a lot of like the side buttons,
Yeah.
right? They're like
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, that are more optimal for those games.
Or an ergonomic mouse.
Yeah, exactly. Or those, yeah.
Yeah, luckily this genre is kind of already overlapped by like several others that would use the same sort of
Exactly,
hotkeys.
yeah.
So you don't really need a specific battle royale mouse necessarily. As long as
Just
it has
any
some
mouse that
buttons.
has like 3 side buttons is like
Yeah.
you're solid with it.
You could still sell one though, regardless if you need one.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's very true. You
Have
put
you guys-
Fortnite's name on it?
Have you
Yeah.
actually tried like the final mouse here?
Which no.
The final mouse ultralight now?
No.
I feel like that's like a very like it's like something that only drops like a specific time. There's like only like a certain amount, like 50,000 that drop, and like people like buy them like crazy because they're just so rare.
No, I'm actually not familiar.
Okay. But that's like something that like a lot of like first-person shooter like players actually like opt to get. Like they're like, oh, this mouse is better than everything else, and I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's just a mouse that has
if
side
the
buttons as
DPI
well.
If the DPI is good
Exactly,
and
yeah,
it's scrolled
yeah.
as well, like
Yep.
that's kind of it. Yeah, I'm trying to think what like one advantage
Oh, closed door.
Nice,
Like
okay.
a boss.
That's already better, developing better habits already.
what's it called? I'm wondering what like single structural advantage you could even make on a mouse for a battle royale game that would
Exactly,
actually
yeah.
be helpful.
There's just nothing, no. As long as it just has side like buttons, you're right. Like that's
Yeah.
it, you're solid. Did anyone land here? I didn't
I
actually
didn't see anybody, but it's
Oh,
happened
a
to
blue
me,
drum
it's
gun,
happened to me
nice.
before in this playthrough so far that so many people are just there. So, do you have any like favorite spots to land? I mean, obviously, like you're capable of landing sort of spicy and being fine,
Mm-hmm.
but
I like landing in Salty Springs. You know that spot by Flush Factory that isn't named, but it's like factories and it's like a disco? I like landing there.
we call that club slap because the music slaps.
Yeah, and it's also so in your face you can't literally hear anything around you. So, but I like that spot. I like Salty. I like Risky Reels, and I like Pleasant Park. Those are like my favorite spots.
So do you play a lot just in your own time, also like just to keep up and?
Yeah. So like aside from like coaching, aside from scrims, like I had to actually keep up like my own personal mechanic gameplay up.
Yeah.
So I was the reason why like I got picked up was because like I had like a ton of like solo wins. Like I was really known for being like a really known solo player. So like I still play a lot of solo games just to kind of like make sure I still keep up the core mechanics of how a solo game should be played and how like these other players are not playing it and all that. So like I still do that on my own time. So it's like solos, coaching, scrims.
Nice.
Like yeah.
Plus,
so
like if you haven't played in a week, they've patched it already, and there's gonna be something different that you
Yeah.
haven't like touched yet.
yes, exactly. And I feel like so rusty compared to all these other players, and it's only been
Yeah.
like a week. You're right.
I'm confident this is gonna be the last game.
All right.
So you better.
I
yeah.
better get and do.
I mean,
good.
you're already. You know, there's 35 people alive.
Yeah,
you
land alone in the
included.
corner of the map is good. I actually
Oh,
get to
you're
go
far,
pretty
so you need to
far.
find a rift. So there is a rift close to you if you open up your map. There's one right here on the right
can't
side.
zoom in.
Right there on the right side where like it looks like
Over
the
there somewhere?
dirt ends, like where the road ends. Right here, ping it right there to the right, more right, more. There, perfect. Right there, right where you pinged it, huh? There's actually rifts there that like, a lot of people don't know. Yeah. And
I
you-
can't zoom into the map. Is there something wrong with this mouse?
Yeah.
Make sure you're also just farming along the way to the rifts, so like you're still whacking, still farming efficiently. Because early game, your maths would be fine, but right now you're kind of pushing towards the mid phases of the game, so you have to kind of assume players have like 600 materials and stuff like that.
Sure.
So you kind of want to be hovering around that yourself. Because what you had initially was super good initially, but it's pushing later, and people are going to be far more. They're going to have better guns.
Right.
They're going to
You would need like I don't know, like 3, 4, 5.
yeah,
more
exactly.
at least.
So let's see, there should be some, I think I do actually see some there. There should be where the truck's at, there should be like rifts there.
Hopefully.
Otherwise, it's gonna be a
It's gonna be a
long
Yeah, nice
run.
run.
You might actually die to storm, maybe. Okay, look left. Go look over past the truck.
Fingers crossed.
Look, oh my, there's not one. Wait, no, there's not one. Oh my.
Start
Okay.
running.
Not
Okay.
great.
Okay, there's another spot. Look, open up your map. Go to where that little like pond is. That the little like oasis thing you're looking at right there. Yeah, there's some there too. There's typically like 4 there.
All right. Fingers crossed.
Just look alongside like the ridges of these hills, because like
Okay.
this is like a new zone. So this is like what like the rifts kind of spawn at, because like you were like, you know, we are talking about like how the
Mhm.
map and the changes and like
Yeah.
so this like because it's like a new like warped zone. This is where like the rifts are kind of like spawned at, because it's like this is where
It just worked.
yeah, exactly, this is like warped into the zone. So
Someone with it. Oh no. It's the
oh
lightning.
wait, what is
It's
that?
the lightning effect. See, that's why I was asking you about the.
I don't know
the
what that
lightning.
is.
It's no, it's a brand new thing today. It's not. I don't.
Uh-huh.
It's not necessarily a challenge thing. It's kind of like when the like before the meteor crash, and everyone was like expecting it to change the map.
Yeah,
but they didn't
yeah,
know
yeah.
how. I think it's one of those.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is. So I wouldn't be able to tell you.
I thought the screen shaking.
You're like,
was,
does this kill me?
Yeah. Yeah, imagine you just being like bad luck and
just-
get struck by lightning and die.
GG no re.
That'd be a good ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a couple articles today. People basically trying to figure out like what they do, but no one seems to know. So
It's a mystery.
this is Jordan's favorite part of battle royale games.
Oh yeah, all this doing nothing and
Yeah.
just watching
Running
The,
around.
the
people.
boring mid game where you
Yeah.
just run into the next save zone.
But this will be over in like a few minutes or seconds. I'm like in some other battle royale.
Whoa,
game.
whoa, whoa!
And
Not
the fact,
anything to say
the
about
fact
it.
that people
Oh, I
drop
see
at like
that.
areas like tilted towers and stuff like that doesn't help the game either. Like
No.
there'll like be like abundance of people dropping into like 40 people, so then 40 people die off spawn, and you're left with like 50 people in this boring mid game like where you're running and
All right.
well the floor, yeah.
I mean, I think low key that's a part of the appeal. Is this sort of like kind of slot machine chance that
Make sure you parachute off.
if you do
Yeah, it
nothing,
is.
you can still end up kind of accidentally pretty high up.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. And a lot of
Yeah.
people are like, oh, I'm close to like I'm
Yeah.
top 10 right now.
I feel like it's the laptop getting hot and the screen going dim when it gets working.
Yeah, it's like a power saving
Or it's
thing
like
or something.
throttling, yeah.
Question.
I don't even know where to go from here.
So if I want to raise 2 pro Fortnite players,
Oh,
what-
man.
how do I
is
give them a head start?
Could be him.
I'm about to drop on this bullet.
I would say they should definitely like watch people that are better than them. Like I feel like that's like, the best approach to like getting better at a game. Is like you're not gonna learn if you don't watch people that are like already naturally good at the game.
Yeah, this
So
guy's
probably
better than me,
watching.
for
Oh, your
example.
ramps are also flipped, by the way. Rotate them back.
How'd that happen?
There you go. Panic building. So I would say like watch people that are better than you. Go on Twitch, go on YouTube, watch people that are already really good at the game, and then kind of like learn off them, feed off them, see what they're doing that you're not doing, and then also like I feel like having pretty good peripherals is also like pretty important. Like I feel like having like a good set of keyboard, a good mouse. You don't have to get the most expensive PC, but like just having like good concrete like gear that they can use that can help them get better. Also developing like a good like
These poor underfunded schools with their
it's also a mindset thing, right? It's also a mindset thing. What separates people that are like at the top tier and people that are just casual, people that are just kind of getting better. So I feel like developing like these better habits, like these ones that I was kind of trying to help him like develop, are things that separate, like your typical everyday player and like people that are just trying to get better at the game. But it's also just developing really, really good, like a really good mindset towards the game, and, like just trying to always be better than what you initially are and always pushing for progress that like will kind of get you to like this sort of esport level player and all that.
Are these the same pro Fortnite players that are going to fight Emperor Trump in the Moon Wars?
Yes.
They are.
They are.
So they're 10 months old right now.
So-
All right.
Long game.
Start 'em young.
So they're kids, so start them, yeah, exactly. Start them young, start them as soon as you can.
Like a baby Einstein tape.
Just
Like
pour out the
a
sound
like a
effects.
prodigy player that's super young already. I don't know. Like I've had like I said, like a 9-year-old kid, and his dad kind of wanted me to kind of mold him to be this esports player leveled kid, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
Friggin' Rocky.
But yeah, like
Man.
that's the youngest I've had. It's like a 9-year-old, like, and his dad basically told me like one-on-one. He talked to me like, hey, like. So I've seen there's like money involved, there's scholarships, there's this and this
I
and
wanna get a
this.
piece
like,
of this.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I want my kid to do this. Like, he doesn't like sports, he's not into sports, but like he kind of wants to do this. So like, can you kind of help him get there? And I'm just like, yeah, of course. And I kind of just like help the kid like develop better like thinking habits, like not be so hard on himself. Like kind of just like look at the positives of what he was already doing. Because a lot of players are like really hard on themselves and they just like get really focused. They get really focused on the negatives that they're doing. They just like don't see that they're already doing some positives. So like it's just like getting out of this mental block that you kind of develop for yourself as a player that like allows you to kind of progress. So like I kind of helped the kid get out of that. He was starting to win more, and now he's like even more confident. He's actually like pretty well
You actually
considering his
owned you the
age.
other day on matchmaking. I saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
That's good. Yeah, it's good that it's a positive.
Yeah.
Like the last thing we need is another avenue for kids to get like beat down.
Yeah,
like, or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
You know,
Because a
yeah.
lot of them, like, they're like, oh, I'm so bad. I'm just like, no, you're not.
I mean,
Like,
that's
you
how I feel.
realize you're not.
I tried to drop on that guy and got absolutely destroyed. So
Yeah, I think it's because your ramps were flipped, so like
that
you
didn't
couldn't.
help, but he was
yeah.
up before I even like built the walls. Like, yeah,
Alright,
the
so-
building is tough.
So what's your testimonial, Buzzy?
I gave a lot of good advice in a short time, and I really was trying to enact some of it. I could see over a longer period and some sessions how that would help you. Probably you could get more specific about what I was doing in particular.
Yeah,
I kept dying early too, so there was only so much you could do. But yeah, seems useful to me.
Cool. Well, you heard it here. You want to plug it all again for the folks? So, you know what this is and.
Oh yeah, so once again, Gamer Sensei, go ahead, check it out, www.gamersensei.com. Your one-stop shop for Fortnite coaching, League of Legends coaching, Hearthstone coaching, you know, whatever you want. Also, even if we don't offer the game that you are looking for coaching for, let us know. We're always looking for the next, you know, latest and greatest thing, you know, whatever it be, and we really take your feedback seriously as well, trying to make the platform as best as it can be for both our customers and even our coaches as well.
Oh, I know. I want to coach in drop mix. I want to coach people how to make better mixes. You're overpowering your mix. Like, you know, you got to keep these cake
Simmer
corn.
down.
Yeah, these cake corns. What you
This
want?
is too hot.
All right. This was really cool though. Caesar, Cece, thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate
Really
it.
fun. I'll be back next week with probably with Monster Hunter, another game that very much depends on someone coaching you to be good at it. So tune in for that. But,
Awesome.
thanks.
Enjoy your weekend, guys.
Hey, guys.
Thank you.
Shoots.